woman steps into the square and begins to dance. She can't stop for hours, even days. Others join her. Soon, hundreds were in motion. Some collapse, some even die. This was no party. This was 1518 in Strasbourg, and no one knows why. In July 1518, Frau Trophia started dancing uncontrollably in the absence of music in the narrow streets in front of her home. Within days, dozens joined her, and its peak numbers grew up to 400 dancers, many collapsing from exhaustion or heat without rest for weeks. This became known as the dancing plague of 1518. One medical theory blames ergot, a fungus that infects rye bread and produces psychoactive alkaloids similar to LSD. Consuming contaminated bread could cause convulsions, hallucinations, and unnatural movement, symptoms consistent with some outbreaks. However, scholars like John Waller note some critical issues. Ergotism doesn't explain why so many people danced similarly or how they kept going on for days. Also, not all regions affected by the plague had rye bread exposure or the fungal conditions needed. The more accepted modern interpretation sees it as a psychogenic epidemic, a collective stress response triggered by famine, disease, and religious anxiety, a psychic epidemic as John Waller calls it. In medieval belief, failure to appease Saint Vitus, patron saint of dancers, could result in divine compulsion to dance. Fear and superstition combined with collective observation fed the frenzy. The actual death toll remains unclear. Chroniclers claim up to 15 people died per day. But official local records don't confirm these numbers. Historians estimate fatalities in the low hundreds at most. And most importantly, no single explanation perfectly fits the evidence. Ergotism fails to explain the similarities in behavior and duration of dancing, which historians say lasted until September 1518. Mass hysteria covers the behavior, but not the physical collapse in some cases. We may never fully know. The truth likely died with the dancers. The dancing plague of 1518 was as real as it was bizarre, a haunting case of the mind and body colliding, where sorrow, superstition, and despair may have danced together. Was it poison in the bread? Or was it a community dancing under invisible and divine pressure? Share your thoughts in the comment section. The truth is, we may never know, but we're still asking the question. If you want to read more about this case and other mysteries, I've linked a few fascinating books and resources in the description below. If the tension of the dancing plague pulled you in, subscribe to Shadow Lore for more untold stories and hidden truths vibrating beneath history's surface. Thank you.